I should watch this movie. Oh, this is a badass movie too. God, it's so loud. Oh shit. God does, it is.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Woo!
I didn't want to interrupt your thing there. I kind of hate The Fifth Element, so when you said we should do that movie,
Okay, he's out of here. Oh, it's gonna go solo mode tonight.
sorry. I don't know. We watched it a while ago, and I was like, I don't care for that movie.
You didn't like that movie? I love that movie.
I like Chris Tucker in it, but that's about it.
That seems racial.
Wow.
All right, man. So, how's it going? How you been, man?
I'm okay. I'm tired. Mondays, you know.
You're always tired.
Yeah, I can't lie. I am always tired. Maybe it's because I take an energy drink and then I'm like on the downward slope once 5 o'clock hits. I don't know, but I am tired. And I was gonna drink some wine just to like unwind a little bit, but then I was like, nah, because then I'll be even more tired. So I decided to do this sober.
Oh
you,
shit! Here we go. It's like looking down, pissed
What
off.
about you? How are
I
you?
don't know. I got
chipper?
COVID. I got COVID last
Oh,
week.
man.
Yeah.
You got
like
from being in New York?
I don't know.
Damn.
Like
It was the East
after.
Coast fools.
Jesus. Let me explain for a second. See, that's what freaking Hispanics do, man. They don't let you explain. They start making
God
they
damn.
trash you. Like, nah, I got it. I don't know where I got it, man. I came back. I asked my friends from New York to see if they got it. They didn't get it. Then I asked my friends over here that I hanged out
friend.
with.
Yeah.
They didn't get it. So I don't know how I got it.
I've
But
had so like, what did you have? Just a cough or a sore throat? Or?
it's just congestion, like around my nasal cavity, and
Yeah.
like it just stays there. It's just
But what'd you test for? Just in case, or? Because I mean, could have just been a cold. How do you know it was COVID? You actually tested?
I tested it. Yeah, I did
Just
two
in case?
tests. Yeah, just to like.
So you didn't
I've
want
had-
to go into work. You want to work from home. You're like,
I had COVID before, and like I didn't even know I had it. It was just like freaking
Yeah.
runny nose. It's the same thing this time, but I swear, man, I woke up 4 a.m. Sunday morning, and I was like, I'm gonna go get this fancy breakfast today. I feel like a good breakfast.
dang.
I did my workout, and I was like, man, I'm feeling good. You know, I'm gonna. But I had like a nasal thing going on since Friday. But then I was like, I opened up the pantry to put some stuff away, and there was a COVID test right in the corner. And I was like, you know, F it. I'm just going to try it out really quick. I opened it up, and then, goddamn.
Got the vid. It's over,
Yeah.
guys.
I was a little bit mad because I really wanted to go to that breakfast spot. Like, I was planning my whole day
You
around
should've
that
just
breakfast spot.
I
I know.
You could have ordered.
I don't like taking it back home or eating it. Like, I want to eat it there.
Well, I love taking it home. I went and got lunch today, and I could have eaten it there, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna take it home. I've had a cough for about a month,
Oh, you told me. Yeah.
and maybe it is COVID, maybe it's not, but I haven't tested. It's not. I don't feel anything else. Nothing. Just a slight irritation in my throat that makes me cough once in a while. But I don't know. I feel like there's no reason to test anymore.
Oh, my God.
Herd immunity, man. If
It's
people
herd-
are offended by this, I'm just kidding. If if I actually felt the need, like if I actually felt like it was a bad sickness right now, I'd actually would test. But come on.
I did it out of respect for my family and the people I hang out with. So
Who cares? Who
I
cares
know,
about
I know.
family?
I got this new funny
It's good for
clip.
you.
Right after I said that. I wanted the whole thing, so
Dang.
I don't know, man. Freaking had to test it. That's the craziest thing, though. I was in a good mood. I was like, woke up. I went to sleep crazy early Saturday too. I never sleep early, but when I woke up, I was like,
You knew immediately.
that spot's always open on Sundays, and I always go early before anybody arrives, and like freaking. I was like, kill me now.
You're a regular there? They know you. They say casual.
Casual.
You got your spot right here. Right here.
Move.
Yeah. This booth just opened up. Look, get the fuck out.
Nah, probably. I don't know. I do. Do you have a good spot like where they know you? The only place I have that is at a Starbucks. I go there probably every day.
No, I don't have. I can't think of anything where they would know me. Back like in the town that I grew up in, yeah. But like if I went back today, probably not. But I'm saying like as I was growing up, there would be restaurants that me and my family would go to regularly, and they would know me. But nah, since living in LA, I don't do anything regularly enough. And I don't also talk to anybody too often.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm not like you who's like, hey man, what's up with that mohawk you got there? You know, I'm not that kind of guy that's like, you know, I'd be like, hey, listen, just give me the coffee, okay? And shut the fuck up. Thank you.
Jesus.
Dude, I went to, you have Dutch Bros out there?
Dutch Bros. I don't think we do.
It's like a new chain coffee spot, like Starbucks, but they do, I don't know, different kinds of stuff. You could get energy drinks there that they mix themselves. You could get, it's basically a coffee place, but with other stuff. And their whole thing is they're more talkative. Like, I think to create a more of a personal vibe, they talk to you more. The first time I went there, I was like, I hate this. I never want to come back here. Because in the drive-thru, we're in the drive-thru too, which is worse. Like, fine, be talkative if I come inside, but if I'm in the drive-thru, just let me go. So that we're in the drive-thru, and the guy's like, it's this young high school kid. He's like, look, check it out. I was in my school paper, and he like shows me, and he's like talking, oh yeah, I you know, we had this big, I don't remember, graduation, some shit. And I was like, dude, can I get my fucking caramel macchiato and get the fuck out of here, please? I'm sorry.
Jesus, man. I was gonna say, have a heart, you know?
Nah, he died a long time ago. Some chick stomped on it, probably.
Oh,
Jesus.
But nah, that's all good, man. But yeah, we're gonna talk about We Own the Night. It wasn't your recommendation, it was Calvin's recommendation, right?
Why are you specifying that? Is that foreshadowing?
Calm down.
Is that foreshadowing? He already. Yes, technically it was Calvin's recommendation. Yeah. Steve's like, this doesn't feel like you, man. This doesn't feel
man.
like usually we're like this, man. And
I know. I was like looking forward to this one, and I was like,
well, apparently nobody else was, because not one person in the chat. Goddamn.
We got one person.
We got one. Your brother?
I think so. Maybe. Hey, that's one person.
That's true.
But man, so I think that's enough spoilers. We're gonna talk about We Own the Night with Joaquin Phoenix and freaking I can't do his voice. What's his name?
I don't
Mark
think I
Wahlberg.
can do his voice either.
This movie was 2007, man.
It's kind of newer. This was 2007. I was in 8th grade. No, that's no way. I was in like 10th grade. 10th grade. 9, 10, something like that.
I was a man. But
Wow.
rated R and an hour and 57 minutes that I will not get back in my lifetime. But
Wow, you hate to see.
the movie is directed by James Gray, written by James Gray, stars Joaquin Phoenix and Mark Wahlberg and Eva Mendes, and our boy Robert Duvall.
What were we talking about Robert Duvall before? Like,
John Q.
oh, I was like, I forgot he was in this. Or, well, I'd never seen it. I was like, I remember the last show we were talking about Robert Duvall, and I was like, oh, he's in this.
Yeah, and then you promised me like Eva Mendes, you know,
That's
stuff.
some good. It opens up. It opens up to her opening up, you know?
I was like, oh my god, she's amazing. The
Yeah.
first freaking scene, baby. Like I was like, Eddie, you're you're a
You're a
god.
This man knows what he's doing. And then the rest of it, he didn't care. It went downhill after that.
Well, that's why I grabbed the screenshot. So in case, you know, we got 2 people watching right now, it's going to jump to like 50 right now. Just leave it like this for the rest of the night.
It was a good
But
scene.
the movie, yeah, well,
I could
the movie-
smell this scene.
oh, that's so gross. The movie opens up with like Joaquin and Eva. Well, it opens up with Eva just laying there, like freaking, man, one day.
One day.
Yeah.
This is how Steve's living room looks 24/7, by the way.
Oh,
For
yeah.
all of you guys, Steve plays it low key, but this is literally, you can walk into. That's why it's called casual. It's a play on words.
Jesus. No, hell no. But like, it opens up with Eva Mendes laying down, and then Joaquin comes out of nowhere, and he starts like fingering this girl, and I'm just like, all right, like this is like
Yeah.
crazy way to open up the movie. Like, I'm interested.
Yeah. Yeah, it really sets the tone. Going
Oh, see, look at that. We got Jordan
Yeah, I
watching
know.
some Woody Wise.
Exactly. what you think.
Anyways, so it opens up with that, and then they're making out, and then someone freaking knocks on the door, and Joaquin's like, I gotta go. I was like,
Yeah.
you piece of shit. Like, come on, man. Like, who says that? I gotta go.
I know.
This is probably the best part of the movie.
It is probably the best scene in the movie.
No. Well, then it carries on from there, and actually, we find out that he owns a club, right? Like he's like
He's like the manager of a club.
he's the manager of a club.
Kind of opens up with he's like the man. Everybody. Well, technically, I'll give context to this because it helps me wrap around my head around what's going on into later. But it technically opens up with pictures of cops in New York, like fighting crime, and it's like the drug trade or whatever. And it's like black and white pictures of like actual pictures from New York back in the day, because it's based in the 80s. And I guess back then that was like the peak of crime in New York, and they were fighting back against the cops, and the cops were getting annoyed with it.
Yeah.
And that kind of helps.
Okay.
That kind of helps like me wrap my head around what happens later in this movie, because some stuff I was like, why the fuck? Why did that happen? Like, I feel like there's some plot holes in this movie. But anyway, it opens up with that, and then we go into this, and yeah, and then he goes downstairs, and it turns out he runs a nightclub, and all these guys know him. They're calling him by his name. They're like, hey, what's happening? You know, you could tell he's the guy.
Yep.
Yeah, and she's like his girlfriend / I don't know if she does something for the nightclub, because later she talks to some girls in the club, and I was like, what is she like? Does she run the girls of the club? You know, there's some other stuff going on here. I don't know, but
yeah, she's basically like a hostess where she like greets the customers and VIP people. But like I mean, like then it jumps to this scene where you find out Mark Wahlberg is also the same night, I think he's graduating to be a lieutenant, I think.
Yeah.
And come to find out that well, actually this scene's before that. This is I forget who he was.
I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's the guy that he owns the club.
Yep.
He owns the nightclub, and Joaquin Phoenix runs it for him, manages it. I think his name is Bushevi, something. It's in a Russian name, right?
Yeah.
He's Russian.
Yep.
So he goes to see him, asking for the night off because he's gonna go to his brother's graduation, which is Mark Wahlberg and his dad. And turns out that's his brother and his dad, and their family, but he doesn't tell anybody that. The only person who knows that is his girlfriend. Like, this guy doesn't know that runs the nightclub, and
which I thought was crazy. I think that was too much.
Too much?
Yeah. Like, how do you not know Joaquin is?
I agree with you. The only reason I agree with you is because, like, there's supposed to be this big Russian mob. It's like, you don't ever follow this motherfucker? Like, he's running your nightclub for you. He's just hanging out at clubs, hanging out at a fucking thing full of cops. Like, yeah, that part kind of bugged me too. I was like, what kind of Russian mobs are these? You're making these fools look weak. God damn. But yeah.
Didn't like, Joaquin, it's like he goes to this graduation of his brother like it's another thing, Like, he doesn't hide it. He's not. That's where I was like, man, this kind of doesn't make sense to me. Like, he probably goes to birthday parties, goes to other, family gatherings. It's just,
yeah,
that was a big letdown right there for me. Like, when I saw that, I was like, oh fuck, like, you don't know this guy? Like, F that. Like,
yeah, that kind of bugged me too a little bit. Like, he hangs out with him too much, because he's supposed to. After this, he explains that, like, he keeps those lives separate. He goes by his mother's maiden name instead of his father's name because he runs the club. Like, he doesn't want anybody to know that his family is cops and everything. And it's like, yeah, but I mean, you don't hide it that well. So it's like, and then even continuing on through the movie, after the situation gets escalated, he still keeps going. And I'm like, they have to be watching his ass now, or at the very least, they're watching these cops. And then they'd see him come around. So, yeah, that bugged me a little bit, too.
So that was a little bit of a, first glimpse. Yeah, warning, glimpse, or whatever. Like, man, this movie is not making sense to me.
Red flag. That's red flag number one, man. You got 2 more straws. You hate to see.
But then Robert Duvall, like, I felt like he was a wasted actor on this one. He plays the part, great, but I don't know if it's the writing or if it's just like the part where it's like, I'll do whatever for you, my son, But then he goes like, yeah, you're not part. This guy's my favorite boy, by the way.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, because I feel like in this scene specifically, and when they're in the church, it seems like the dad's on his side. It seems like the dad's like, I don't like what you do, but you're my son, Yeah. It kind of seems like he's more on his side, and then it kind of flips later on in the movie. He's kind of like, you're a piece of shit, and I'm like, wait, it kind of seemed like you love him still, but now all of a sudden, like, oh, fuck you, I don't know. That confused me too.
I think it's the writing.
But in this scene, the whole point of this is he goes to this thing with his brother and his dad, and then come to find out his brother, now that he's promoted, they're gonna run a whole operation on this one guy, on the mob, on this Russian guy that goes to his club, who coincidentally happens to be the nephew of that old man that we saw. Yeah, he happens to be his nephew, and they're saying he's a big guy in the Russian drug scene, and the brother's asking, we don't know anybody in the club, we don't know anybody on the inside, and we only know you, and we need you to watch this guy, observe this guy. If you see anything crazy, like, let us know, tell us everything that he does. And they're kind of putting him in this tough spot because he runs the joint, but at the same time, they want him to play both sides and keep an eye and tabs on for the cops. And so he's kind of telling them, like, why are you guys coming to me with this? Like, can you find somebody else? Like, why has it got to be me, And they're like, no. The brother's like, no, it has to be you. Like, come on. Don't you care about your community and all this shit? There's a lot of shit going on out there. And he's like, no, I don't give a damn. I'm not a cop like you. Like, I don't care about the kid. I'm having fun. It's the 80s. I'm smoking weed. And so anyway, he's like, he doesn't want to get caught in the middle of it. Yeah. He's like, I got this Puerto Rican, which by the way, kind of felt a little racist because
A
all they
little
ever
bit, a
do,
little bit,
all they
yeah.
ever do is mention her as the Puerto Rican. I'm like, God damn, dude, why do they keep on the? I was like, Jesus. But anyway, yeah,
It was the
that's
80s.
where we're at
It was
now.
it was acceptable back then.
Oh yeah, that's why I was like, I wonder if they're doing it on purpose to seem racist because they keep on like, they're not just saying Puerto Rican girl, they're like emphasizing like the Puerto Rican. You know, I'm like, God damn.
You could switch it out with Mexican or
Yeah,
black
yeah.
or whatever, and just
Yeah,
like
exactly.
same thing. Yeah, but yeah. So it goes on, and they have that talk, and I don't know. Then you figure out like she's really in love with him, right? He is also, but she's like sacrificing a lot of family time and a lot of her time for him, and he likes it. He notices it, but at the same time, I'm like, it's Eva Mendes, baby. Like, you better like get on a freaking plane and fly away. Like, get away from all this crap. That's about to happen. But I think he plays it too oblivious, man. Like, he knows stuff is happening, and his brother is out there trying to tell him, like, giving him a heads up, and he still ignores it, even having like a treasure like her at home. But
Yeah,
I think she.
it was one of those things like he tries so hard to not get involved with it that it almost screwed him over.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's like Spider-Man,
Yeah,
could have saved the
tried,
uncle.
Yeah, he tried to avoid it, but it made it worse.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So again, man, she's like being a hostess. She's playing it cool, and then this is the guy you were talking about earlier,
Yeah, the nephew.
the nephew.
He has a weird name too. It was like Nashimi. It was something with an N. It was Russian, but it was like something with an N. I don't know. Very hard to pronounce name.
So again, like Mark Wahlberg wasn't in this movie as much as I thought he was going to be. Like, he was.
No, not really.
There was no. You know what this movie was missing is character development. Like, they could have done more with Mark Wahlberg.
Like maybe if they started off when they were kids too for a little bit, kind of showed.
Yeah.
Like even if it was for like 10 minutes or something, just so it shows like what it was like. I don't know. Maybe.
So this scene is interesting because like Mark Wahlberg like comes in, busts up the house, and then like he
Which
tells
annoyed
his brother,
you, right?
Yeah,
It annoyed the shit out of me that Mark Wahlberg did this because I was like, why did you do this, bro? Like you went and set all these red flags off with nothing to go on. Like it kind of seemed like you just got hot-headed, stormed into the club just to check this guy, and you have nothing on him yet. Like you didn't need to do this. This kind of set everything off too. Like you just asked your brother to watch him. You could have gave him some time to think about it. Cause he was actually thinking about it. He was like, I don't want my girl near him. There's some bad stuff. He was going to talk to her about it. He was like, hey, I got something to tell you. But then this happened. Like, so I got annoyed by it.
I don't know if you caught this, but from the beginning of the movie, Mark Wahlberg is portrayed as a badass. He's like, he respects his dad and everything, but then he's all about law enforcement. And he like comes into the scene like, this is the Russian boss right here. Comes up straight to his face and goes like, we're gonna fucking get you. You're gonna slip, and we're gonna get you. We're gonna find the stuff, and we're gonna come after you. But like spoilers, like towards the end, he becomes a puss, man. I was like, the fuck, you scared of something? That wasn't fair. I think they did Mark Wahlberg dirty with that.
He's definitely the least interesting character in the movie.
Yeah.
Like even I feel like the dad is even a little bit more, has a little bit more story to him. He kind of just gets screwed over, and it seems like they didn't know what to do with him. Because he starts off tough, and then it's like this happens, and it changes up later, and it kind of seems like they threw the character away a little bit.
Well, how'd you feel about the Russian guy, the Russian boss?
This guy, the nephew?
Yep.
I mean, he was okay. I didn't feel like threatened by him. He's kind of just, I guess he did a good job of playing like a low key kind of character. Later he feels a little tough, like a little menacing, I guess, or intimidating. But
Mhm.
yeah, he was just kind of there.
I kind of think he was menacing in this scene right here, like as like he's about to get arrested, but then his one of his friends gets arrested, but he goes like, "You speak, you say anything, I'm gonna kill your mother." Like he already
Yeah.
put that fear into that guy, and I was like, "Dang, that's." I thought that was really good, because the guy eventually just cuts his own neck, or slashes his own
Yeah,
neck,
that
and
was crazy. He was so scared. It was almost like I was in here for too long. Like they wouldn't have believed it that I didn't say anything, even if I didn't. So he just kills himself. It's the only way to save his mom, I guess.
yeah,
That's
I
kinda
like
crazy.
that. Like, but then we go and find out that
Dude.
Joaquin is pissed off, going like, why'd you raid my place? I freaking like told you there's nothing going on over here. And
One
again,
of the
man,
best
Mark
scenes
Wahlberg.
in the movie is right here. When he's like, when they say again, he's like, "Well, you spent all day, doing drugs and with your Puerto Rican girl." And he's like, and then he tells him, "Yeah, why don't you think about that Puerto Rican girl when you're banging your fat ass wife?" I was like, "Oh, he got him!" And he immediately throws him down. Like, I was like, "Oh, that was cold, man. That was cold."
But it's funny because the dad is there. No, the dad is. I don't know if the dad is there, but there's a scene where the dad goes. I don't know if you caught this. You could piss in your pants and stay warm only for so long. Like, we could stay scared, we could stay away from these guys, but like, we have to go after them eventually.
Yeah,
just the way he said that was funny.
that was an interesting line to use.
Piss in your pants and stay warm for only so long.
Has you that, and then you think about it too, because you're like, "Well, yeah, that is true. Last time I pissed my pants, it was warm at first."
Oh, and then so I guess Joaquin goes and plays cards with his boys, with the Puerto Ricans,
Yeah.
And again, even Mendez is like freaking loving him, freaking has his back, freaking like loves him and everything. And I was just like, man, you got a miracle right next to you, man. Like freaking take advantage of it, get out of there.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing slowly like it's starting to get to him. Like
Yeah.
he likes being where he's at more than like caring for her, I think.
Now he's starting to like, he can't just pretend that nothing's going on anymore.
Yeah.
Now he's like, now he's caught in between either continuing to do what he's going to do or helping his family,
Yep. And like it was hard to get clips of this thing, but then you find out his brother Mark Wahlberg gets shot in the face, like literally in the face, man.
Yeah, I couldn't believe he survives. I was like,
But
how? That happens in a lot of stuff nowadays, man. That annoys the shit out of me. I feel like that didn't happen. Like the only other movie I ever remember that happening in is Get Rich or Die Trying, when they shoot 50 Cent. But then you could see like he clearly shot him in the mouth and it goes through. That was the only other movie I feel like did that. But now like you can literally like point blank someone right in the middle of their face and survive somehow. That's happened several times lately, and I'm like, what the hell?
It was 2 inches from his brain, so he survived. I was like, fuck. But man, I was gonna ask you, since like this involves brothers, so this scene, he's walking towards the hospital, he's trying to get in, and of course the cops are holding him back because they don't know if he's his brother or whatever. But then they push him back, and then like he gets in, and he's like laying over Mark Wahlberg, and he's like looking at him, like bloody ass face and just whatever. I was thinking, man, if
And
anyone,
the fat wife was there.
Yeah.
She was dead eye staring at him like she hated him. I was like, oh, he definitely told her that comment. You hate to see.
I was thinking though, in this scene, like I said, like you have brothers and everything. If this happened to my brother, man, I'd be like, all right, I don't need no goddamn badge. Like I don't need no goddamn police force. Like I got Eva Mendes. Like look at that miracle I pulled off. Like, I'm gonna go get my gun, take care of this stuff. What would you have done if this was your brother?
I mean, yeah, same. Like I would want to do anything to get revenge or defend my brother, you know. But in this situation, I don't know what you and your brother, like who you think you are, but in this situation, if it's me and my middle brother, I think my middle brother would be more Joaquin. I'd be the one laying in the bed, you know. I would have probably been the one that ended up being a cop that kind of did whatever his dad asked him to do.
Mhm.
And my brother was more of like he could do whatever he wanted, you know, slack off, or he was always cooler or whatever. So, you know, he had that more of that attitude. I would have been the more buttoned up, kind of trying to impress my parents or whatever, you know.
Yeah, I hear you. So that scene this is the only scene I feel like that got me, because I was like, man, his brother, and he's gonna like unleash hell on everybody. That's what I thought, you know, that's what I thought was gonna happen. And then like little by little you come to find out that freaking Joaquin Phoenix here finds out that the Russians did it. Like
that was tough. I thought that was good acting, because I was like, he's playing it real cool right now to have this guy just tell him like, hey, we just killed the cop we just put a hit on the cop that came in the club that night, and also we found out that the chief of police is his dad. We're gonna kill him too. And I was like, damn, they're pretty much telling this fool,
everything.
We're gonna kill your whole family, and he has to sit there and pretend like he doesn't know and everything. I was like, dang, that's pretty good.
I would have stabbed him the same way he stabbed that guy later in that scene.
Oh, in the neck.
God.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah, but Joaquin Phoenix, man, I think he did this character justice. I think he acted perfectly for this character. It's just the writing in this movie that like freaking takes
You're
me
right.
off.
I agree with you. I agree 100% with you. I think if this didn't have Joaquin Phoenix in this role, this movie would be even worse. Because he's good. He almost reminds me of like a little bit of like a young Ray Liotta from Goodfellas. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the whole time I
yeah.
looked at it, I was like, he kind of reminds me of him. Like, he's trying to have fun and be tough at the same time, you know. Now he's got to kind of do these things. And yeah, he did a good job, I think. And Eva Mendes. I think Eva Mendes, she pissed me off later a little bit, but she's hot and she was doing good as like the you know, what she's supposed to do, which is like just be there for him pretty much.
Yeah. And Puerto Rican. But yeah, so like yeah. And here's another scene. I grabbed this scene because like even though he had like the crazy day of finding out, you know, his brother got shot, now he knows who his brother got shot. No, I'm sorry. Like he knows who shot his brother. He comes home and like Eva Mendes is right there, man. She's like, I got you, man. I got you. To a point where like I feel like this movie was like Joker. Is she real?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, I was like,
because
this
she
guy.
is always in the beginning. She is kind of. It seems like all she does is just wait for him, and like he's not letting her in, or he's not telling her everything, and she's kind of just there.
Yeah, but big props to the ladies that stand by their man, you know. And I thought the scene was weird. Like he gets with this like I don't know if he's like what was this guy? One of the commissioners, I guess.
Yeah, he's something to do with the cops. They don't really say. They have those 3 older guys with them all the time, but they don't really say like what they are, you know.
Yeah, well, he goes like, Joaquin, we'll make you this deal. We'll get you closer to these guys, and we're gonna bug you though. You know, we're gonna put a what was it? What were those things called again?
A wire.
A wire. And Joaquin's like, I'll do whatever you guys need me to do. And the freaking guy goes tells him, your dad's not gonna know. And I was like, all right, this is getting dumb, man. This is getting really. And the worst part, they put that bug inside his lighter. I was like, Dios mío. Yeah, well, and you know, this is where it gets even worse. They give him the lighter, And the guy has matches in his pocket. Like, come on, man. Like,
Yeah, I was like, why? Yeah, he messed up because I knew exactly that they were gonna ask him that. Like, why do you have both? You know, it seems weird. Because the whole time he's using matches, and I'm like, dude, you didn't use this lighter one time.
this thing kind of bothered me too because the Russian guy says like, well, I'm gonna take you to this safe house or to this like place where we make a ton of cocaine, and like I'm gonna show you how it's done, you know, behind doors and all this other stuff. It's a goddamn room with like some random people just like. This could have been somebody's kitchen, you know. I was like,
Yeah.
this is ridiculous. It should have been like a factory or like a big ass warehouse or something like that.
Like
But,
later they bring him to like a whole factory kind of thing.
yeah, but it was like an empty warehouse. Like they weren't
Yeah.
doing anything in there. It should have been
Yeah.
that place, but with freaking like a ton of more people making this stuff
Yeah.
or putting it together. What'd you think of this scene? Like, this is where you find Joaquin Phoenix. Like, I
This is
feel
where it gets,
light as a
like-
feather.
Yeah, I know. I got a little. You get a little anxiety in this scene because you're like, something bad's gonna happen. Like it's gonna go sideways because he's like running. He's supposed to be wearing a wire so they can get something on this guy, so they can.
Yeah,
go
the
in and
suspense
arrest
builds
him,
up,
but
right? Yeah.
He's not very good at like just being cool about it. So that immediately they could kind of tell something's going on, you know, something's not right here. And yeah, he gets caught up and they check him and then they make him do like a bump, which I don't know. I didn't get I get why they made him do a bump because they have to make sure that he's okay, or that he's not a cop. But do you think he was doing all the drugs this whole time, or because I thought he was only smoking weed? I was like, oh, all he does is smoke weed and have fun. Like, I didn't think he was doing cocaine, but
I think
he did.
I feel like he's done it before, but not as as much as everyone else
Yeah.
around him.
Yeah, because when they ask him to try some, it seems to me like he's never done it before or whatever. Because he does a little bit and then it makes him get all nervous. And his code word was feather. Because at first I was like, why did he say that? I feel light as a feather. I was like, that seemed weird. And then I was like, oh, the code word is feather. So if he says feather, all the cops are gonna rush in, and then that's when they start checking him, and they end up figuring out like that the lighter is a wire.
The way that it was hidden inside that lighter, I was like, you guys could have found a better place in his shoe. But this is what we got, so we got to work with it. But how'd you feel about Joaquin Phoenix running away and then running through a window, then land on his freaking back?
I thought he
on a
died,
fence?
to
I
be
thought
honest.
he should
He
have
should have
died.
died. Yeah, I
I
would
would've
have broke
died.
his back, especially because the fence was like dented in. I was like, okay. But then again, a dude just got shot in the face, and he.
Oh,
lived,
that's
so-
true. That's true.
Yeah, that was weird. He's fighting as the cops are rushing in there, which they don't do a good job protecting him because there's like two guys almost kill his ass,
Yeah.
and he stabs the main dude's assistant, and then all the shots are going off. So to get away, he like runs through it wasn't just a window, it was like boarded up too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And a glass window, and he jumps through that fine, and then lands on his side or his back or whatever on this freaking steel fence, and like just lays on the ground. And I think he moved after that, but you know, obviously then they called the ambulance or whatever, and I was like, this dude has to be dead. There's no way. That was like, it wasn't a single story window either. I think it was like 2 or 3 stories up. I was like, dang, that's crazy.
You know what's funny? It's like he's in the ambulance. And he's like, "Get my girlfriend." Did you remember that part? I was like, I'd probably do the same thing. I was like, "Get Eva Mendes," like breathing all that oxygen.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, this is where. And then his brother turns out to be okay. He gets out of the hospital. Gets to talk to him. This is
Oh,
the
he's
guy that got
saying
shot.
witness protection.
Oh yeah.
Because they figured him out.
Yep. I didn't understand it either. Like, why would they bring him back to see his brother? Out of all, I know, right?
That's what I'm saying. He's still hanging out with these guys. How are these guys not in jeopardy? You know what I mean? And I'm like, you're in witness protection and you're in a hotel down the street. I would have thought witness protection is like, all right, we're taking this dude to like
Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's a whole nother state, like a whole different area. But yeah, that didn't make sense either. And he had to like get it approved. I think they do mention like he had to get this approved to be able to attend the party.
Yeah.
And
who's gonna approve that, man? Come on, we're gonna send you to the backyard of the bad guys.
It's one of those things where it's like, I guess they expect you not to think about it.
So there's a funny scene here, actually. Robert Duvall is talking to Mark Wahlberg outside, and he's like, and then Joaquin Phoenix comes up, and you remember that scene right there where they're outside talking?
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, so, yeah, yeah, they're talking about the operation.
Yeah, they're talking about the operation, and then like Robert Duvall says, "You marry an ape, you don't complain about the stench of bananas." I was like, this guy has quotes all day, man.
Oh, I know. That was a funny one, or like an interesting one. That was like the stench of bananas. Do bananas even smell like anything? That was a weird thing. I love the smell of bananas. I didn't even get that one. I was like, okay.
Fast forward a little bit, Robert Duvall is saying like, I'm here to protect you. I'll protect you. I know like they now know where you're at, and I'll protect you. I'll protect you. He keeps saying it. And I'm like, all right, now I know it's obvious this guy's going to die. And Joaquin's like
saying like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And the whole time you're like, he should be worried because it doesn't seem like they're doing a whole lot to keep him safe. Like they keep letting him go around them. Like they keep hanging around him. Like they're for sure on the watch list. So it's like, why would you go anywhere near him? Yeah. I don't know.
And then this is where Robert Duvall dies. I didn't like the scene either, man. I was like, man, like they're gonna transport these guys.
How the hell did he jump? Yeah. What annoyed me is when the driver gets shot, he's able to jump into the front seat, move that dead body out the way, and then like just continue to drive the car without anything happening. I was like, there ain't no way, dude. This
I had to
immediately swerved off.
Yeah, or he would have got like left behind for a couple minutes, but this guy just continues on.
Yeah, like just freaking like nothing. He moved. I was like, dude, that was crazy.
Yeah. Well, fast forward again, like Robert Duvall, the dad, passes away or gets shot by a freaking rifle. And I was like, God damn, man. And they're like, we're gonna avenge him. Like you're gonna become a cop.
And then okay, when he gets shot by the rifle, where'd the bad guys go? Like he pulls over the car, gets out to check on his dad, and I'm like, wait a minute, where are the Russians? They were just following him. He could just pull over and get out of the car. That annoyed me too. I was like, how'd they just get out of the car like that?
We killed one. That's all they paid us for.
Yeah, that's enough. That's enough.
Yeah, so they're freaking gonna say we're gonna avenge him. You know, Avengers Assemble, blah blah blah. And then Eva is just like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like you're gonna join the Force. F that. I'm gonna take my puss, my junk somewhere else to CMP, and I want to go with that guy. And man, I can't believe he tries to join the Force. He joins the Force, and I'm like, what the fuck? There he is, freaking joining the Force like a freaking pig. But okay.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole time,
I started getting frustrated.
Yeah. His dad, this whole life, wanted to be a cop. He never wanted to be a cop. He wanted to do his own thing, and it seems like I don't get it now because out of like revenge for his dad, he wants to be a cop. And like, bro, the more you hang out with these cops, the worse it's getting for you, dude.
Yeah. As soon as you start hanging out with them more, like
this is what's messing you up, you
know. But again, man, I gotta say, Joaquin played this perfectly. Like he transitioned from like being that cool guy to like freaking police officer. And then come to find out his best friend, what was this guy's name? What was it called?
They kept calling him Jumbo, but I don't know what his.
Yeah, I
like,
think
if
his
he
name was
had a name.
Jumbo. Yeah. Come to find out Jumbo has been like ratting this whole time. Man, I'm surprised he didn't kill him. I'm surprised they didn't show him kill him, you know?
Yeah.
But it doesn't kill him again, man. I was like, what is going on?
I think they used him. They used him to figure out where that meeting would be later, right?
Yep.
Is that what they?
Yep.
Yeah, and it turns out this is where I kind of got annoyed with Eva Mendes a little bit, because I guess he only knew where they were because she told him.
Mhm.
I was like, what are you telling him for? And I guess it's because like they're super close and she thinks of him as a brother or whatever. But I was like, what the fuck did you say? You're supposed to be in witness protection too. This whole time you've been, doing good for your man, and you went and fucked it. I'm like, wait a minute. That annoyed me.
Yeah, it annoyed me too, man. And they find out where the Russians are gonna have their meeting. So they're gonna do a plan of attack. Oh, this scene frustrated me too. It's like I never see bosses come to like go test out the drugs. It's usually their henchmen or their like subordinates or whatever. It's just
Yeah.
the freaking leaders are there. They're trying it out. I really wish this guy played a more crucial role to this movie. Like, he's the bad guy, but it's just he didn't do much in this movie. He wasn't.
Yeah, because he's not in it very much.
Yeah,
Just
at all.
A couple scenes.
Fast forward it, Joaquin goes, "I want to go grab you my gun." And finds and shoots this guy. I was like, this scene started to piss me off too. Like they laid up the whole area. They're like, we're gonna like smoke him out. And Joaquin steps over the fire. He's like, I'm gonna go find this guy.
Yeah, that didn't make sense. I was like, how can he breathe in there? He's just walking through there fine, and all the smoke's in his face and in his eyes. I'm like, how can he see or breathe right now? And he finds him, shoots him,
shoots him,
and the guy's
dies.
Like, fuck you.
He calls him Bobby. And I was like, oh,
yeah.
Come on, Hank Hill.
No.
And then like he becomes like freaking lieutenant. He graduates and come to find out like Mark Wahlberg quits, man. I was like, God damn it.
Because he has the panic attack.
Yeah.
When they're like waiting outside for like spying on the mob, he has that panic attack when all the guns start going off. That he's like, he come to find out he can't take action anymore because he's got PTSD from when he got shot.
Yep.
So he panics and he ends up. I think he tells him after he gets promoted, he's going to be doing administration in the office. He's no longer going to be in the field or whatever because he can't handle it. And the guy's like, well, do what you got to do. But it's like, what annoyed me too was when they're outside that warehouse and they killed the guy and they catch the uncle, like who's literally the head of the operation. The uncle's like, I had no idea they were your family. And it's like he loves them still. And I was like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, right?
I was like, it just doesn't.
Because he puts hits on him like multiple times.
Yeah. And it's like, you still care about him, but yet this whole time, like, you're trying to kill him and, like, pretending like you have no idea what your nephew does. Yeah, I don't know.
All right, man. We should just get to it. Score and final thoughts.
I like Joaquin Phoenix a lot. I like Eva Mendes a lot. I like the idea of this movie. I just feel like it wasn't successfully executed. So I'll give it like a 5 out of 10 or like a half a score. It could have been really good, man. It had good actors in it, but
would you recommend it?
probably not. I don't know. It's like I liked Joaquin Phoenix's character. Yeah, I probably wouldn't, because I'm not gonna watch it again. I don't feel like you need to watch it. Other than that first 5 minutes.
Yeah, you got me hooked on that. I was like, oh hell yeah, put this thing on. Yeah. You know what? The funniest thing I did, like I was watching this in my living room, and that scene where all the girls are dancing on top of the bar. I closed my blinds. I was like, oh hell yeah, we're about to see something good. Yeah, this could be good.
That's true. The first 5 minutes, you see 3 pairs of titties. That's right.
Yeah. So I was like, dang, Eddie did right.
To
But
be
then-
fair, I started watching this at Calvin's house, and I had only seen that first 5 minutes, so I thought
Yeah.
the same thing. Like, oh, it's a good movie, and then nah.
So I would give this a C. I think,
Yeah,
like you
C's
said,
good.
there's a movie there. Either it's a movie. You know what I was thinking? Maybe it could be better off as a TV show because they could stretch it out
Could
and
be. Yeah.
tell how they grew up and everything. But as far as like the story, there's too many plot holes or there's too many like unanswered questions where like how did this happen? How did that happen? See, if you get to watch it one day, like it has an awesome cast. It does have an awesome cast. I think each one of them do great where the characters they play, but it's just the writing for me.
Yeah. And they we didn't mention it, but Eva Mendes ends up leaving him some point
Yeah.
in the movie. And like they never really see her or talk about her again. She just leaves him. And
Yeah.
towards the end, he like sees this chick and he thinks it's her and it's not her, and then it ends. And I'm like, what is that supposed to do for me? Does he regret his choice of becoming a lieutenant now or whatever? Or like, what am I supposed to think of that? He misses her?
He's becoming the Joker, man. That's all.
Oh.
But we always end it with what movie is next.
Well, it's your pick now, so.
So I had one for you. Let's see if you like this one or if you've heard of it. It's with Bruce Willis. It's called 16 Blocks.
No, actually,
You-
I never heard of that.
You never heard of it?
No.
Okay.
Young Bruce Willis?
Not
Oh.
really. I don't know if he's
He's
ever
got
young.
hair?
He's got.
That's pretty young, man. Oh, damn.
It's
I've never
with,
seen this.
This guy's good too. Most Def.
Dang. I didn't even know he did movies.
He's great in this movie. I seen this movie like a couple of years ago, but I remember liking this movie.
I'm down. I like Bruce Willis.
You've never seen this movie?
No, I never even heard of this movie.
Wow. I had the DVD, the Blu-ray.
Oh, wow.
That's about it. The DVD was really cool. Okay, well, 16 Blocks. It says it's on Amazon, but
All right.
Money, thanks for joining in tonight. We own the night. 2 thumbs down.
It had the rankings.
Yeah.
If you would have never watched it and you saw the cast, you'd have been like, "Oh, this might be good." But no.
I've always seen the DVD or Blu-ray at Best Buy or something, and I was like, I gotta watch that movie. That's Joaquin and Mark Wahlberg. They're gonna be badass together. They're gonna like be gangster in this thing. But yeah.
Also, the name of it kind of was like, "We Own the Night." I was like, how do they own the night? Neither one of them. I guess it's like a cop thing. Like they said it in New York in the 80s, like NYPD owns the night, and that's why it's called We Own the Night. But it doesn't feel like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like the cops win. Like a lot of people died, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
They didn't stop crime from happening again because I'm sure like someone else. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll leave it at that. I wish John Wick came out at the end of this movie. All that Russian I heard, I was like, oh come on, John Wick, John Wick, John Wick.
Or the other guy, that guy was a better Russian mob than this guy was.
Which one?
The guy that was the leader of the mob in John Wick in the first one, right?
Fucking pencil.
That
No,
guy?
That's the second one.
Oh, you mean
The dad.
The
The
dad.
dad,
Yeah. I watched John Wick last night, man. That was a great movie. All right, man. Let's get out of here. Next week we'll do 16 Blocks. So, well, thanks again, man. Let's go. Peace.